Hey guys, what's up? I'm CJ and welcome back to my galaxy. Today we are talking about the Umbrella Academy. I noticed that last night the Umbrella Academy posted some new posters and I just shook my camera and it came up with reports. Camera? Instagram, my phone. That's what I meant. So I wanted to go through the posters for season 4. I think it's very interesting from what I've seen so far. And we're going to start right at the beginning with images and they're going to be here, Luther. It should be there. I can't see anything, but when I'm editing, it should be there. So Luther, when we're looking at it, he is at the end of season 3. We know that they lost their powers. However, Luther is still making that chair break because he's Luther, and I'm pretty sure it looks like he's got a little bit of muscle on him anyway. So I don't know, maybe he becomes like a bodybuilder without his powers. He's missing all buffness to himself, so he gains the muscle back. You know, that's what I suspect. And when we also look at the other side of the seat, this I find really interesting. So we have a helmet, which I feel like I saw him with like a motorcycle helmet, but at the same time when I saw it, I also thought of an astronaut helmet at the same time. So it could mean either thing or both at some point. We might end up seeing him back on the moon at some point. And I think, and the thing that I found most interesting about this image was the money that's in this helmet. And it makes me think that it's definitely associated with how he is making his money. We know that in 1963, I think they are in, whenever they were in Dallas in season 2, he was making money being reckless, essentially, and he was in like fights and stuff. I don't exactly know what he was doing, what his whole thing was, what his actual job title was, but he was working with like this gang guy. I don't remember their names. Oh my god, gangs or like mafia guy, something along those lines, and he was being reckless. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a motorcycle helmet. Maybe he's some daredevil of some sort and that's what he's doing. Honestly, if Luther is a daredevil, I will laugh because there's going to be a very big contrast between him and Klaus if that's the case. All right, Diego is next, number 2. We have him back with all of his knives. He never lets go of those precious knives, and he has his whole outfit essentially. It looks like an outfit combined from season 1 and season 2. Just by the looks of it, it's like a merged version of it. And what I find interesting as well is boxes, as we'll just see later with Lila's image. When I was looking through it, Lila also has boxes in hers. It just looks a little bit different. So I'm wondering if the boxes have to do with their combined storyline and what it means for the both of them. There also seems to be some sort of writing on these packages, some sort of note, but I don't know if it's like, you know, when you like post, I'm like trying to zoom in on these. When you just post the packages, it might just be like an address or something, but there's like a face on there. So it looks to be an image. So maybe it has to do with, I don't know what those images would be. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. I think he just has a bunch of knives on him and a mustache. He looks like a dad. He's Lila and him, they're parents. Okay, so Allison, I haven't seen Allison's yet. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. Scrubber Dub with Allison's face on it. Okay, so she's selling dishwashing liquid, laundry detergent liquid, some sort of cleaning liquid in her new timeline. So in the same way, I'm thinking just from the top of my head, from season 1, we know in the original 2019 timeline, we see Allison is very popular. She rumors her way to the top as like an A-list celebrity. She has her face everywhere. She's a very well-known celebrity, and I'm wondering if she's gone and done this in the same timeline. And when we know that she's going into this timeline getting everything she wants, her husband, not her ex-husband, her husband and her daughter are going to be in this timeline. So I'm wondering if she's asked for her fame to be in this timeline from Reginald from season 3 as well. So, you know, maybe she ends up being like a brand ambassador, having her face everywhere in the same way that the Hargreaves company is everywhere. All right, Klaus. I love Klaus. I'm living for this hypochondriac Klaus era because they've lost their powers and Klaus is essentially no longer immortal. So he thinks the world is dangerous. As we can see here, he is wrapped in bubble wrap. You know, when people say, like, wrap yourself in bubble wrap if you're really that scared, because it will, like, soften the blow. And, oh my god, car passing. I don't know if you guys could hear that. The one I love is the freaking gas mask on this bag. He looks like he's like a little prepper kit and a gas mask. And I wonder if that also has to do with the type of apocalypse we're looking at going into the Umbrella Academy season 4. Because we know that some sort of apocalypse kind of always follows them. So I wonder if, you know, we often see that... I don't know if it was in season... No, not in season 1. In season 2, there was like a nuclear apocalypse, literally World War III, and I'm wondering if this is going to be some sort of like warfare apocalypse, or at least Klaus has convinced himself that's what's going to happen in this particular timeline, because why else does he have a gas mask? Unless he's constantly scared of just everything, which I can see, but he has to have... You know, there's a lot of things he can be scared of. When it comes to writing it in the script, you have to narrow it down to like the stuff that is really important, and you wouldn't put anything in there that doesn't make sense. Now, it makes sense to me that there would be some sort of chemical warfare, nuclear apocalypse, impending doom when it comes to Klaus and the Umbrella Academy Hargreaves kids. So next we have Five. Five finally has his mug of coffee. He looks like he's going through a bunch of papers. So his retirement, not quite yet. He hasn't quite got there. You know what I'm really curious for in season 4, whether or not they're going to allow Five to finally like retire and become old as he is, and not as like Aidan Gallagher Five, as the older guy Five. You know how he actually looks and feels, you know, as he's aged, or is he going to be forced to age again? You know, that would be cruel. I think we need to age him up into the body that he actually has, you know? So Five has a bunch of papers sitting here. I'm like looking at my phone. I don't know if you guys noticed. He has a bunch of papers. I don't think we can see, I'm trying to like look. I don't think we can see what these papers in particular say, but it's probably to do with the commission. I know in the teaser trailer that we saw the people from, I think her name's like Dot or Dottie, and then Herb. We saw them in the trailer, so I assume the commission in some way or form is going to make a comeback, and Five is going to be communicating with them, because we know that he discovered the commission. Oh my god, Ben. Ben is next, right? I know in the teaser trailer, I know I didn't react to it because I was busy at that point in my life, but when it came out, we know that Ben is just out of jail, surprisingly, during the time skip that we seem to be getting, which is interesting. And all we get from him are little lights, like Stranger Things lights, but they're Christmas lights, not Stranger Things lights, but that's what it reminded me of. And there's like a monster on the other side, and we know that his powers are like a monster. So I wonder, no, we can't bring together Stranger Things and the Umbrella Academy. They're separate entities, okay? So there's like Christmas lights. And once again, I'm here thinking, what does that mean? I don't understand. Christmas lights? Of all things. What could that possibly mean from his timeline? Because we know this is Sparrow Ben, not Umbrella Ben. Unfortunately, Umbrella Academy Ben is gone. But Sparrow Ben, once he has his character arc, is going to be just as amazing. And we're gonna love it. I swear I'm a little bit in denial about Umbrella Ben, but it's gonna be like both of them. Having both of them at the same time is gonna be great. I'm sure, right? Right, guys? But these Christmas lights are like insane. And it says one last fight as the caption. So I'm assuming this is something to do with his powers. And I forgot to read the captions of all these. Let me just read it to you now. One last time jump for Five. Maybe he doesn't time jump again and just rediscovers the commission. One last cleanse for Klaus. One last starring role for Allison. That confirms my theory. One last slice and dice for Diego, and one last trip to the moon, like the helmet. Although I feel like, I swear to God, I remember seeing in the trailer that Luther is on a motorbike. So I feel like it means both. I think. maybe he's making money off of like telling stories about going to the moon. That'd be funny. You know, finally someone's listening to him, other than Sloane, of course. Where is Sloane? By the way, can she come back? I actually kind of liked her. Also, it keeps Luther away from Allison. And we all hate that incest storyline, even though Sloane is technically incestuous. Those Umbrella Academy kids. Hang on. The whole incest timeline, I'm going to get to that in a second with Reginald Hargreaves. Give me a minute. Okay, so for Victor, one last chance to save the world and not destroy it. Thank God Victor's not killing us all now. All right, what is interesting is that he doesn't really have anything other than a towel flipped over his shoulder. Once again, interesting. What the hell does that mean? It seems like, if anything, like I'm imagining like a chef flipping over like a towel over their shoulder to like clean their hands as they go. That's what I'm imagining at first. So maybe he's working at a restaurant, but at the same time, why would he be working at a restaurant? That doesn't make any sense. So what else? A gym? Maybe he's like working out as well with Luther. Who knows? But I know that the whole gang's split up at this point. I don't know. Victor, what has he been doing? It can't be like fights like to collect the sweat like a towel like that. You guys know what I mean. In my mind, it has something to do with his job, but I don't know. He's just casual. Maybe it's just the fact that Victor's just casual and just living his life to its fullest, which is great because, you know, Reginald Hargreaves took that away from him for so long. All right, moving on to Lila. This is what I was talking about before. First of all, we have a map of the train tracks, like the train line, and we know that both her and Five are likely from the trailer going to be going on this train, you know, kind of trying to time travel essentially, and there's something to do with time travel here and fixing the universe, and whoever's chasing them, we know someone's chasing them as well. I don't remember what we know that from, but we know that someone's chasing them. I think it was from the trailer, and that Lila and Five are going to be doing that. So obviously the map is on her thing. Maybe she discovers the train and that's why it's on her area instead of Five's picture. And then we also have a box with a bunch of baby bottles in it, and we know that she was pregnant at the end of season 3, so I'm really glad that her child likely survived. That's brilliant. I was really concerned at first that the timeline reset her body entirely when it took away their powers, so I was concerned it was going to take the pregnancy away. And you know, I'm so glad she's gonna have a kid, and I feel like the boxes in Diego's poster are going to be something to do with the baby bottles as well. And there's just, I don't know, maybe the boxes are closed because his emotions are closed off. I don't know. Emotionally unavailable dad? No, Diego is not like that. That's the whole character arc he had in season 3. I don't know why the boxes are closed in Diego's. If you guys have any idea why they're open with baby bottles in Lila's poster and closed in Diego's poster, does it mean 2 different things? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And the final one, of course, is Reginald Hargreaves, and he has I love this. It's the little thing from season 2, I believe, where he lets these little firefly things go in this whole different universe, planet or whatever, when he's saying goodbye to his lover. At least that's who we assume it is. I think her name's Abigail. Correct me in the comments. I always forget her name, but I believe her name's Abigail, and she's like dying, and as he's leaving, he lets go of these fireflies. I have the personal belief that these fireflies are the Umbrella Academy kids, and in some way these are his actual biological children in some way. I don't know how that would work, but it's some alien thing. I don't know, but they're actually all technically related, and it's going to be some funny bit where Lila and Diego are like, ew, we're actually related. And yeah, it's going to be really weird, and everyone's going to be like, ew, they're actually related. And it's going to make Allison and Luther even worse, Luther and Sloane even worse, and why is there so much incest in this family even worse? You know, someone needs to get control of these Hargreaves children and getting together. Why? Why do they constantly do that? But anyway, Reginald Hargreaves, love that. He is a part of the ensemble casts, unfortunately, but the actor's really good. But unfortunately, the character is a very main part of this story because he is an abuser. He is an abuser. He's manipulative. He reset the world and took away their powers, and he's an asshole, just in general. But anyways, the Fireflies, let me know you guys' thoughts on the Fireflies situation. And that's definitely, we're finally going to find out what he is, what sort of alien thing, where he's from. I need to know personally what Reginald Hargreaves is and how these kids were all born at the same time, at the same hour, the same minute, on the same day. I personally need to know what's been going on with that. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Please like and subscribe. It really helps out this channel. Also, I know you guys like to write me essays sometimes, so if you want to write me an essay about what you think about the Umbrella Academy and what you think is going to happen in season 4, definitely let me know in the comments down below. But once again, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. But I've been CJ, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!